What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down some of DeVonta Smith's route running, some one-on-one situations where he's going up against some guys who are a little bit more physical off the line of scrimmage, how you guys can create some separation on maybe an out route with an inside breaking release, but also how you can run a goal line fade, okay, fellas? So this video will give you guys a lot of value in terms of what you guys can do off the line to get some separation in these one-on-one situations and what you can do at the top of the route to create some separation, okay? But first things first, fellas, I want to talk to you about a new video that we're offering on my website. It's where we talk about 20 press releases, okay, fellas? So it's 20 different releases that you can use and all the situations that you can use those releases in, okay? So it's not just the drills. It's not just, oh, that's what this is, that's what this is. It's the broken down technique of each release, when to use it against a specific DB, and how to use it. And then we give you specific drills to work on it. Check out that very first link in the description, fellas, to get access to that video. I think it'll give you a lot of value. 45 minutes of all release content. Hope to get you guys on that soon. Let's get started. So first route we're going to look at here from Smith is this goal line fade where he gives this little jab back to the inside, and he's able to win on this kind of like back shoulder throw, right? So now, off the line, his separation's created off the line, right? So now let's talk about this. So we got this inside shade DB, right? Inside shade, and he's kind of in this like catch technique, right? So we got a little bit of space. We got some space to work. So what do we want to go with here? So you see how he goes with this little hesitation hop, then a 1-2, right? So he hesitates, trying to freeze the DB, trying to get a read on him, trying to see what his base is like, trying to see how he's going to play him, right? So when he comes off the line of scrimmage here, see how he gives a little hesitation hop, and then he gives this little 1-2, right? Now, when we give this little hesitation hop, you see how we see this DB open up, right? So that means it's going to give me this outside release. I don't need to fight. I'm not going to have to worry about an aggressive jam. He's going to open up and kind of press and bail with me here, right? So I know I got some space to work. I know I could be a little bit more patient, right? A lot of the times off the line releases, it's just about reacting, right? So I take this little hesitation step, see how this DB is going to play me. I see that he's going to open up. Maybe I take this outside release. I can be more patient, and I can take my time going up into this route, right? So he gives him this little hesitation 1-2. He bursts up vertical, maybe gives this little jab back to the inside like he's going to be making an inside move to just freeze that DB, right? This is something that you see I've seen this a countless number of times from guys when they run like a quick little goal line fade. They give that little head fake to the inside to maybe sell just an inside breaking route, maybe to sell like they're going to be doing an out route. It's just something to freeze the DB, something to get that DB to start thinking and stopping his feet. That's the entire goal, right? So I give him the hesitation, 1-2, burst back up to the outside, and then I give him one little stick to the inside to hold him, to freeze his feet, because especially when you guys are on the goal line, you receivers got to understand this, or not necessarily the goal line, but 10 going in, red zone, whatever it is, the inches that you need are not that much, right? Especially when you have a good quarterback, especially when you have a guy who could put the ball exactly where he wants to put the ball, like I'm sure Alabama did, or Alabama does, obviously. So the separation that we need is not great, right? So when we're here and we're to the outside and we have about maybe 3 to 4 yards, that's a ton of space. So all the quarterback has to do is just put it above the rim. I go back shoulder and I make this play before this DB can even react because I sold the inside move. I hesitated. I moved him off the line so well, and I got him to freeze his feet. It all starts off the line, fellas, especially when you guys are down close. You see guys like Davante Adams, right? They're so dangerous. Why Keenan Allen's so dangerous? Because it starts off the line. Obviously, you got to trust yourself at the top of the route, but when you're coming off the line of scrimmage, you don't need to make it too complicated, right? You got to make sure that you get a read on the DB. You got to make sure that you're able to do what you need to do to create some space, to get the outside release, get the inside release, but most importantly, keep timing with the quarterback. We don't want the quarterback to hold this thing for forever, right? In this situation, when you're running a goal line fade, or not goal line fade, but that's what I would consider it because it's in the red zone, right? A quick little fade up to the top. When you're in a situation where it's man coverage, most likely that QB is going to be getting some pressure. So I can't be taking too much time. I can't be doing all this fancy stuff. I got to move him off that platform, and then I got to go. Keep that timing. Make sure we avoid the jam. Make sure we avoid getting knocked completely off our route and get some separations. Watch the thing again, full speed one more time. So it hesitates, gives him that 1-2, jab back to the inside, then catch this thing back shoulder. Great route by DeVonta Smith. So now what we got here is a speed out route, kind of. It kind of looks like either or. It looks like either a corner route or a speed out. Obviously, I wasn't there, so I'm not going to be the one to tell you, oh, it was this, it was that. It's just this kind of, we're going to talk about just taking an inside release on an outside breaking route, okay? So that's the most important thing here in an outside breaking route, like a corner or like a speed out, right? So we come off the line and you see same situation, and we got a little bit of space to work with this DB. So we give this split release. DeVonta Smith decides to go with that split release and kind of avoid and then give that 1-2 rocker step at the top, right? So again, looks very similar to an out route, looks kind of similar to a corner route, either or, whichever it is. It's the same kind of concept for what we're going to be focusing on here with the release, right? So when I give this split release, What is a split release, right? That's something that a lot of people ask me about. Hey, do you have any videos on split release? How can I get better at split release? What that is when you just essentially bring your back foot up even with your front foot. So all you're doing is you just bring that back foot up, and now you kind of are doing the same thing that we were doing with that hesitation hop in the last clip. You're trying to get a read on the DB. I bring my feet together like this. I'm trying to get a read. Is that DB going to shoot open? Because like, what if this DB just completely takes away the inside? Okay, fine. I'll take the outside release. That's no problem. What if he just gives me the inside release like he does here, right? He kind of steps. You see that his feet are flat-footed. He opens up, but we know we can avoid, and we can just take this inside route right now and work to restack. That's fine. All that split release serves to do is just get a read on this DB, right? Pre-snap, we could kind of think like, okay, I'm going to hit him with this split, and I have a plan to go in or out, right? I would like to go in, maybe. That's what we're probably thinking here, but I want to see how he's going to play this, right? I want to split, see if he's going to jump to the outside, take the inside. I want to split, see if he really takes away the inside release. Okay, then I'll just take the outside release and go, right? So it's real important that we understand when we should use that split. That split is just to kind of get a gauge on this DB, see how he's going to play. But now, another thing, and I know I'm talking a lot about this release, but again, this is something that you guys need to know throughout the week. Like, guys don't just, like, one-on-ones is great, don't get me wrong. Great work in this type of a situation. But throughout the week when you're preparing for a team, you should be studying the DB's tendencies. Okay, does this DB like to just jump straight to the inside, or does he like to jump to the outside, right? Like, what kind of coverage do they like? That's why it's so important for receivers to understand coverages and understand how defenses work so you can structure your releases accordingly. Like that video I was talking about in the very beginning that we offer on my website, very first link in the description. Also, that's like pretty much what we cover. It's like what coverage, what situation, what do we like this release for? Why would I want to use this release? Why do I need to use this release in this different situation, right? So again, we see that we're able to take the inside release off of that split. I froze him. I'm able to take the inside. Now what do I have to do? When you take an inside release on an outside breaking route, you're either going to be able to restack. So restack, get over the top, give him a move, or what I'm going to have to do is throw him by at his hip or at his shoulder, right? So if this DB played this thing perfectly and was able to stay over the top and we were here, I would probably want to swap by with my right hand as I'm making this break. And now how you can swap by is you swap by either the back of his hip or the back of his shoulder. Those are the 2 points of control, but you don't want to push and you don't want to extend. It's not a push. It's just a little swat. You're just using his momentum because we did what? We sold vertical. So if I could sell vertical and I get this DB to run with me, it shouldn't take much. It's just a little swat, slip back underneath, and then go. But what we're able to do here is we're able to restack. And when I'm able to restack, I can give this rocker step at the top of the break or a heavy indicator move to the inside. So those are the two things that I teach my receivers when you're at the top of the route. And you're running this like a speed out corner, whatever it is. When you take an inside release, it's either giving that heavy indicator to the outside where you fully turn your shoulders, almost get that really big head and shoulder fake, or you work a rocker step, which is essentially a right-left. And when you're able to work that right-left, where's the DB supposed to be watching when you restack him? He's supposed to be looking at the back of your hips. So if you can move your hips, you see how well Smith sells with his upper half. You see how his shoulders commit, hips commit. And where's that DB going? He's going to the inside because he's thinking, okay, he just took an inside release and he's just going to run a hard post right now. So if you're able to do this 1 or 2 times where you actually run a post in an actual game where you give that split, take the inside release, do a heavy indicator post, and now we make it look the exact same. Now I make it look like a 1-2, and I catch myself, and it all looks the same up until this point when I put my left foot in the grass. That's going to be able to get this DB to jump to the inside, and now I can get some separation and accelerate off this break. Now let's say one thing. Let's say here, when we're at this point, let's say this DB plays it well. What's important that I got to do here? I got to run to that spot. It's a race to get to that ball. So I got to make sure that I pump my arms. I got to drive off of this thing, and I got to accelerate to catch up to that spot where the quarterback needs me to be at. Okay, so that's something that definitely you guys can understand. Definitely you guys can work on when it comes to top of the routes. Watch the thing again, full speed one more time. So split, take the inside release, 1-2, and accelerate back to the outside, pump those arms, and drive out. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. Again, if you want a video where we give you 20 press releases, fellas, 20 different releases, when to use them, specific drills to use them, and the technique behind each one, check out that very first link in the description. If you guys have any comments at all, please leave those below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'll see you guys next time.